Hey, what's up, guys? We're at Heart of the Game right after a sneak preview, and we have returning champion Pruch with his Rescue Ace deck profile that he went X1 with at our tournament for the Duelist Alliance, or Duelist Nexus, and he had a fully legal brand new Rescue Ace deck, so I'll just give it to you to take it away.
Yeah, deck's not quite good enough to beat TEARLAMENTS, but Rescue Ace is cool. The new cards were commons for some reason. I wanted to give the deck a test run. It's got its issues, but it's pretty cool overall, so.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Heart and soul of the deck, you got Turbulence. This card says set 4, and if the opponent removes one of your cards, it pops one, so this is an actual custom card. It will be what everyone's going to try to, like, imperm in this deck.
Of course.
But there are ways to get around it.
Two-spray standard.
Two-spray standard. You try to just turbo into it. This is the Monster Searcher. Despite that, this is actually the one-card combo, because this searches the E-Tally and then can tribute itself.
Yeah, that card's crazy.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. This is needed for a lot of the stuff in the deck. It's one of the better ones to open, but you still need it with another card. And then this card's nuts. This is one of the new commons. It summons itself by banishing one from graveyard. It's a quick play Book of Moon. It also just like summons back any banish when it leaves the board, usually this, which is important for one of this deck's combos, so.
Since you're just banishing for all of their summons, right? So yeah. It's just a really good way to get them, yeah.
This deck, when you do, you have to like push very hard in the first turn, no matter what you go first or second, but this card's like one of the best control cards in the deck. And then to round up the lineup is Impulse and Fire Attacker. So Impulse, there's one of the main two in the side. This is the card I'm most unsure of the ratio of.
Oh yeah, that's the hand trap.
It is the hand trap, yeah. When the opponent activates a monster effect on board, it summons another Rescue Ace from deck. Unfortunately, none of them really do anything the moment you summon them that's worthwhile. The best one is this one, because when the opponent adds anything from deck to hand, I believe you draw 2, discard 1.
Oh yeah.
So it gives you advantage, it fixes your hands, it gets you into hand traps. So I'm running 1. I signed the other 2 for going second. You could run more of this in the main deck. This needs to be tested. This card's pretty good. I didn't get to use its effect too much today, but it's an extender, and then also has the draw 2 one. I don't run any other Rescue Aces. That's the full monster lineup.
Did you like that lineup today, at least?
Impulse still needs more testing. I liked everything that I did run. This deck has consistent issues, so you kind of have to max out a lot of its stuff. This is the E-Tally. It's a little bit weird because you have to have any other Rescue Ace in your hand, so it's not like dead, but that's usually not too bad. Yeah. But like, you're not like maxing out in this deck either, so it's rough. But it's very good. This, again, common for some reason. It's a double summon plus a Pot of Avarice. It's
only one you like?
Yeah,
you don't need more.
It gets side out going second. You search this off the guy that searches spells. And then these are the 4. Sometimes, a lot of the times you do set one of these, but when Turbulence sets 4, these are the go-to. One of these is a reborn, one of them is an add. They get bonus effects if you have Hydron on board, they're better. And then one of these is an imperm, and one of these is a pop 1. And if you have Hydron on board, it's like a no material, it's like they can't use other effects for the rest of the turns, they're cool. If Turbulence resolves, you usually win. So,
I was gonna say, and you wouldn't ever run more than one, right? Because the field spell, right? So.
Yeah, you don't love to. These are okay to open. You can usually do something with them. You can turn in extenders. These you don't want to open. This depends on the hand, but it fixes some hand. Like if you only open Hydrant and Airlifter, you need this card to like have a good play.
Yeah.
And this card lets you play the grind games because otherwise you'll run out of your cards. It's the most important thing.
Sounds good.
So those are the Rescue Ace on the case. We have some more consistency cards. I think this deck needs 3 Prosperity.
Yeah.
And then Rhoda for everything is a machine except for Airlifter randomly is a warrior. I think the other guy I'm not playing is that searches the trap.
Yeah, there's another warrior.
Randomly a warrior, so, and then 1 for 1. This card's
insane deck, insane card.
And then the rest of this deck is hand traps. I would love for this deck to run board breakers, but it's not good enough that this deck can actually break boards. I think this deck has issues going second, so you have to stop board mapping in the first place. Maybe that changes over time, but for now, that's the deck's weak point. So 3 Droll, it's generically just stops a lot of things, doesn't work under shifters, sucks sometimes. This doesn't let Branded Fusion resolve. Also, you add back forever with Sunlight Wolf.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Valors, which it's just Valor, but also it's a light spellcaster to bring off of Selene, so you get a free link material.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Imperms, and then this is not a hand trap, but Book of Moon.
So how did you like the Book of Moon today?
Very good. The reason Book's in this deck is, it's the same reason it's running Flunderies. If they imperm you, you just book it and set 4 anyway and tell them to suck your ween. So that's a good time. There are other hand traps you can play with in the main deck, like maybe Nibiru's over these, but like these are the most generic. Maybe like one of these could be like a Moonlit Chill. I don't know. It depends on the format. But
and
like,
you never run like Thrust or Talents or anything, or any board breaker as at least.
Thrust and Talents are some of the best cards in the format, but not in this deck. I think you just need to run like a ton of hand traps. Hand traps are a lot of the times drawing one doesn't do it, drawing multiples works. You have cards like Fire Attacker that synergize way more with like hand traps than you do with board breakers because you can just draw on the opponent's turn. So Thrust is a very good card. It's like the best card if you're playing Branded, but I don't think it's worth it in this deck. So
sounds good. 40 card main deck?
40 main deck. Yep, not a card over. Extra deck. So you got Mud Dragon and Proxyeth. You're gonna notice there's a lot of Cybers cards. This is actually just a Mathmech extra deck. There's a lot of Cybers in the extra deck. Proxyeth, if you open like any way into 3 monsters, which is most of the cards, if you can only like half combo turn 1, you can just make this, bring back any other like fire, turn them into Mud Dragon, and Mud Dragon turn itself into fire.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it stops. You want to stop this card from being impermed. It's like a theme from the extra deck. So you have these two. Sometimes you just generically go into this because it's Link 2. Then you have a Link Climb package, Hida. This deck could also run Dark because you run Link Revo, but there's not room. Hida, Selene, and Access Code. This card's stupid. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's a racist right there. Our acist. This is a Salamangreat deck with extra steps. This loops Ash forever. This gives you recovery, and so does a few other cards. So like you always want to keep your hand going. Once you are going with this deck, you don't run out of gas. Heat Soul is kind of your plan B. If you can ever do like the full combo, you go into this and then you just draw once your turn, once the opponent's turn. Another reason I run hand traps, and it can sometimes get you into important pieces of the deck. So
just draw hand traps, yep.
Yep. And then the main part of the extra deck are these idiots.
The party's all here.
The party's all here. This deck turbos into Terahertz going first. So Terahertz can become a spell and trap negate. So you can once again stop your Turbulence Ring impermed, or this deck's very weak to cards like Evenly, Feather Duster, Lightning Storm going second. Once again, if they're not expecting this, and decks probably aren't going to sign like Nibiru and stuff against this deck. So, and even if they do, you can summon Turbulence afterwards. But you have to climb into all of these to get into this. It's a lot of extra space, but this deck has it. This gives you recovery. This is just good under random situations, like, I don't know, there can only be one. I'm not sure if anyone plays that card in this format.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. It certainly wouldn't be me with my Branded deck trying to use it against a guy with Machines, Warriors, and Cyverse in his deck.
But yeah, Terahertz is busted. It just attacks a million times. It's interruptions. If you get to this, you win. And
yeah, so you like ending on that over Heat Soul if you can, and...
This is plan B. This is plan A.
Sounds good.
If you have any 3 monsters, you can get to these. 2 of those monsters are usually Hydrant and, what's the other guy? Preventer.
Yeah.
2 of them are usually Hydrant and Preventer, but any 3 cards on board, any 3 monsters on board does this whole combo.
Sounds good.
So, and then 2 things to send off of Firewall. You send this on your turn, this is Spell and Trap Negate, and this on the opponent's turn. I'm not sure if it was against the other Branded player I played against you. He tries to like Albaz. He tries to like fusion deployment for an Albaz to like eat my Terahertz. I like chain Firewall to summon this. It's his turn, so Albaz is chain like 1. This is like chain like 2, and I get to negate the Albaz.
Oh, that's crazy.
So this card comes up a lot. This is going to gain any Floodgate, any other face-up card, really good against Kashtira. This whole deck has a good Kashtira matchup usually.
Yeah, what are the good and bad matchups, I guess, like with the meta right now?
I haven't played this deck enough to know. It runs a lot of hand traps, so you can stop Branded from puppeting you. Against Kashtira, you run Literal Book of Moon, you run Rescue Ace Book of Moon, you run cards like Mirror Logic. There's no way this deck's like breaking a Sprite board going second, so... Yeah,
probably the bigger board since it has a board breaking issue.
Yep. And the side deck, which also... It's a lot of hand traps. This is completely dependent. 4 Bestials, honestly, could even run more than 4, probably. Maybe should run more than 4 Bestials.
Yeah, they were really crazy today against Branded.
Yep. I wish, like, this would have helped with the TEARLAMENT matchup and everything.
Yeah.
But they're just... Any matchup this is good against, they're good. This deck, your opponent's never going to have, like, good Bestials against this deck, so it's another reason to play this, I guess. Nibiru is just generically good. For the other 2 Impulse, they could be main decked. I don't know why this card's legal. Wins games it shouldn't. And then this deck can't run Dark Ruler because again it doesn't break boards, but evenly matched against Kashtira, against Labyrinth, against backward decks. Just goodbye. So long.
You like Nibiru right now?
Yeah, so Nibiru, it's again another Kashtira card. It hits any of the rogue decks. Usually game 1 you can tell if people are respecting it or not. It's just a good catch-all, and like I'm already main decking Valor and Imperm, so even if decks like go into Omni Negates early, you have a chance of like resolving this for like the entire board. So I think Nibiru is again one of those cards that gets better with like more hand traps. So
yeah,
I think it's very impactful. That's it.
All right, sounds good. And going forward, would you make any obvious changes?
I think this deck is still like very unsolved. It's still not even out yet. It's cool. I'm not super confident this deck will be like more than tier 2 X format, but it's a cool card. I'm excited to see where it goes. They put words on this card recreationally. That's it.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for the profile. Bye now.
Thank you.